How are we doing, Oriole fans? Thank you very much for joining us today here on this, obviously, you see the name, emergency podcast for the Ravery Sports Podcast. Like and subscribe to all of our social media content. So thank you very much for joining us today here on the Ravery Sports Podcast. Also, if you are on here right now, a lot of you I know are on here on Twitter. We love you on the Twitter. Definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel. You see it right there underneath the link there. YouTube, www.youtube I'm gonna say it right. I'll get it right. At Ravery Sports. So definitely check that out as well. So definitely, if you are watching on Twitter, it's wonderful. But definitely subscribe to the YouTube. We're trying to get people to subscribe to the YouTube. Absolutely. Do that. Genesis Notary Services /Facebook.com. If you are in the Winchester, Virginia area, Genesis Notary Services, if you know, you know. So definitely like that in the Shenandoah Valley area. We're going to help you out. Harris Legal Shield definitely is my legal shield business. So definitely if you do need any help with any legal needs, their monthly fee that you pay, it really helps a lot of people to get that squared away. And you see at the bottom, Ravery Sports has an affiliate deal with Fanatics. We're going to have a rollout on June 1. So just a couple more weeks, they're going to have links everywhere so you can get your merchandise, not just on the raverysports.company.site, but the Ravery, links to Fanatics. All right. Well, all of you fans that have been putting it in the chat, have been putting it in there for weeks, Fire Hyde, Fire Hyde, Fire Hyde, congratulations to you. Because a statement has just been placed out by the Baltimore Orioles. I was just reading it here a few minutes ago. And we're going to go ahead and read that full statement that was placed out at the Orioles. That Hyde is no longer the manager of the Baltimore Orioles. So we are going to go ahead and pull that up. Real quick, my initial reaction, I was not in the camp for the most part of Hyde's got to go, Hyde's got to go, Hyde's got to go. I mean, he's actually, look, this was the first time that they didn't meet expectation, right? So they basically been meeting expectations the whole time, right? So for the most part, the Orioles have been meeting expectations for their team. This was the first time they didn't. When Hyde came in as manager, when Hyde came in as manager, low expectation. He was a new manager. Team wasn't very good. He comes in, makes the team better a little sooner than what they thought. Team won games, not a lot of playoff success, but they won games, had a lot of success, had a 100-plus win season, even though they got knocked out in the first round. So a lot of success. This year, not at all. Team has been lousy. I think the only thing that's really helped is the fact that they haven't had a great division. Somebody was on Twitter yesterday saying, well, why should I be inspired? Well, the rest of the division hasn't been really setting the world on fire. Even the Yankees in first have had their issues as well. So let's go ahead and get this in. Trying to see if you can read it here, the statement. Let's switch to the Facebook here and do that here. Unbelievable. Here on the day of the Preakness, Orioles are going to have a new manager in Baltimore. I know some of you were happy looking for Buck Britton to go ahead and take over because Buck Britton has had a lot of success in the minor leagues as well. Let me get that. Let me get that Facebook screen up. I don't know if it's going to get any better than that. So I'm going to just go ahead and go for it here. Read the statement here. All right. So here's the statement from Mike Elias, who is ultimately the one, at least in his case, at least the one publicly. I don't know how much the owner, I'm assuming the owner, if this wasn't his idea, it was something that he agreed to, obviously. As head of baseball operations, let me just go ahead and read this statement here. The Baltimore Orioles today announced that their manager, Brandon Hyde, is being relieved of his duties. As head of baseball operations, the poor start to our season is ultimately my responsibility. His Orioles executive vice president said Mike Elias. Part of that responsibility is pursuing difficult changes in the course of the direction of our future. I want to thank Brandon Hyde for all of his hard work, dedication, and passion over the years in returning the team to the playoffs and winning the AL East Championship. And his many positive contributions to the organization and to Baltimore we will remain. We wish him and his family the best. Brandon Hyde is someone I came to know and deeply admire, not only for his extensive knowledge of baseball, but his exceptional leadership as manager, said the Orioles control owner David Rubenstein. The Orioles are sincerely grateful for his accomplishments the past 6 years and have benefited both the Orioles and the city of Baltimore. However, as sometimes is the case in baseball, change becomes necessary. We believe this is one of the moments that the Orioles organization are truly appreciative in everything that Brandon Hyde has contributed during his tenure. We wish him nothing but the best in whatever path he chooses next in the world of baseball. Brandon is a great man of character. We thank him for his dedication and wish him all the best in his future endeavors. I'm sure they do. Wish him all the best in his future endeavors. We've also relieved minor league field coordinator and catching instructor Tim Cautions of his duty. We thank Tim for his contributions to organizations over the year. Third base coach Tommy Masalano, who has been the third base coach since 2021, he served in various minor league capacities in the Cleveland organizations in 2011 through 2012, as 4 seasons as a manager of the Single A County 2016, High Lake Lynchburg 2017, AA Akron 2018, AAA Columbus 2019. The 42-year-old third base coach was also the interim third base coach for the Guardians for most of the 2020 season, while Terry Francona was away with medical condition. Robinson Torino, bench coach, will remain in the same role. All right, so there you go there. So Hyde now out as the manager. So that is official there, that there's going to be no more Brandon Hyde on the as the Orioles manager in 2025. Or ever again, rather. So we're not going to see him this rest of the season. There's a game here today at 4 o'clock. So that means Tony Mastano will be the guy handing out the lineup card for that game in this one. Let me tell you something. I wasn't a Brandon Hyde. I generally am not that way with coaches and managers, because I know how hard it is to coach a team, how hard it is to manage a football team, a baseball team. I mean, it's extremely hard. It's extremely hard at the highest level. Tremendous scrutiny from a lot of places, tremendous pressures, they get a lot. So I'm not so ridiculously hard on managers and coaches for content creators. I mean, it'd be an easy thing to say, let's fire this guy, let's get rid of this. I generally am not that way. I generally do have some compassion to that as a whole. They didn't meet expectations, period. They didn't win. This is a team that was built to win this year. They had expectations of not only winning their division, but actually going to the World Series and winning. And this was a team with the expectations of that. Now, some of these things are out of his control. I thought the pitching staff stuff wasn't always his fault in terms of the personnel part of it. The hitting was absolutely on the manager. Absolutely. The lineup, I've been really talking about the lineup, the lack of the lineup card the last few years. You have to have more consistency in the lineup. Now, I'm old school. Xerox the lineup card, right? You're only caring for the players anyway. It shouldn't always look that different every day. Plus, he seemed to be overly obsessed with the lefty-righty thing. Finally, I think last night was the time he played Jackson Holiday as against a left-hander. Finally, he's been playing Mateo, who's been hitting 125. He likes to rotate guys in and out. The pitching staff, terrible. Personnel issues are bad, but even some of the pitching hasn't struggled. Last night, Orioles and the Nationals, I mean, they left 15 runners on base. That's the type of loss that gets you fired, because they were hitting the ball. I mean, they had 12 hits, but you only had 3 runs. You need 15 guys on base. Team is not performing in several areas, and that's what gets a manager fired. That's what happened. So that's unbelievable. Was I surprised? Yes, I was surprised, because I thought Brandon Hyde might have had a little more currency with the organization because of what he's done. A lot of the things that was read in the letter to Mike Elias, that he had a little more currency, that he had played, that team was bad for years. He brought him along. He won some more games. So I thought maybe they viewed him in a more of this light. But I think David Rubenstein heard the fans. I think Mike Elias feeling his own pressure because he didn't do it, heard the fans. So I think this is absolutely something that the fans absolutely wanted. I think all day long, fans have been lighting it up. And if I go to the Twitter right now and look at it, I mean, there hasn't been anyone to be like, hey, man, this is Brandon Hyde. We got to keep him. This is BS. No, they're not saying that. They're like, thank goodness. Oh, wow, this is outstanding. This gets a manager fired. This gets coaches fired. I say there's a couple things when you talk about when a guy gets let go from we'll talk about managers and GMs people. There's a couple things. Obviously, wins, losses, that's obvious. Sometimes wins might save you if you've had success in the past, or you've had so much success that'll save you. Second thing is relationships inside of the building. Do you have a good relationship with David Rubenstein? Do you have a good relationship with Mike Elias or whoever there's making the decisions? Is that relationship good? That's the other thing that gets you fired. And a lot of people don't believe this, but the fans actually can get a manager fired. I think that was the case here. GMs, other coaches, and things like that, they don't necessarily listen to what fans have to say as far as firing somebody. They don't really necessarily do that. I can absolutely say it's the case with owners and senior management, because they got to go out here and sell this product and things like that. And if everywhere they go, hey man, your manager sucks. Hey man, that's a problem. That's a problem. So definitely wanted to just jump on here today and let you guys know what's going on. So Orioles have a game today at 4:00, and they will have a new manager in tow. They will not have Brandon Hyde as the manager anymore. As the coach, as the firing of Brandon Hyde was today, made official by the Baltimore Orioles as well. One other thing, happy Preakness Day. I was just writing about that as this was happening here. So the last Preakness in Baltimore, not in Baltimore, at the old Pimlico. So they're going to rebuild Pimlico. It's going to be back in 2027. Lowell Park, they used to switch off as well. So enjoy the infield, the old infield one last time, you fans down there as well. So thank you very much for joining us here. Anything, if you want to let us know, definitely reach out to us in the comment section and everything. Thank you very much. We're going to put this up on Drive to the Top as well. You guys have a great day. Enjoy. I'm sure more of you will be watching today the Orioles as well against the Nationals. Go O's against the Nats. You have a great day.